Vets Helping Vets is the one-stop shop. It's a very unique place in Florida and even across the country.
Well, our name is our mission. It's Veterans Helping Veterans.
We want to help the approximately 50,000 veterans that live here in Marion County. We've got a very, very high veteran population, and we want to save their lives due to these exposures.
Those that have served in Vietnam and in the Gulf Wars were exposed to Agent Orange, burn pits, all kinds of toxins, and the percentage of cancers that occur in that population are just astronomical.
In 2015, over 500,000 men and women on active duty had cancer. Of those, over 100,000 have died.
Of the ones that served in the Gulf, over 500,000 of them already have cancer, and that's at a median age of about 38. Way, way younger than what we experienced as Agent Orange fellows in Vietnam, and way younger than most people even start to begin to look for cancer. So we have a program with Vet Research Center where we are trying to educate not just the veterans but also of the citizens of Marion County of the ravages of what these cancers are doing to them, and make them aware that there's a test available.
It detects multiple forms of cancer?
Yes, sir. The Galleri screen test detects over 50 cancers.
Their service to the country is what caused this problem. So we're trying to get on the front end of it. We're trying to make people alert, and we're trying to give them that test for free.
How much does it cost the veteran?
The test itself is $949. It costs our veteran $0. So no veteran is going to be left behind.
Everybody, when they come through that door, they already hurting.
I get emotional when I talk about that because I've been there, and it's a tough situation. So we're trying to get veterans who are homeless back on the grid.
What we have is a large pantry. We have people that come in that are veterans that say they need food. We immediately give them food because we let no one go away hungry.
We let them go through there and pick out a variety of food or whatever they need.
Derrick has done a tremendous job at transforming a very small pantry into a state-of-the-art supermarket-like pantry. This is a community project, and we're planting the flag here, and we're open for business. We're expanding services, we're expanding our hours, so that when these veterans who are already hurting, we can take some of that hurt away.
Most of them are very reluctant to tell you what their real problems are, because as veterans, we're all invincible.
4 days out of the week, we'll have different chaplains on call that'll man this office to pray for not only this staff, but anybody that walks in through the door.
So part of our job here is to make them feel welcome, appreciated for their service, and to give them the comfort level where they can share with us what they really need.
If you can handle talking to just a regular G.I. Joe chaplain, then come on by.
You need help also, right? So what does this center need? How can the community help?
So we're making an appeal to the public. A clarion call is being sounded. Circle the wagons and ask people to donate.
This is funded by our grants and through our fundraising.
We operate strictly on grant initiatives and private donations. And without those two things, we close our doors.
And we'll also make sure you understand the thanks that our veterans give you for the help you're giving them.
We're at 2730 East Silver Springs Boulevard at the Veteran Resource Center. We're going to go inside and see what it looks like. So when you first come in, you have two windows, a window here and a window inside of that door. If you go to your left inside of that door, basically that's all of your administrative paperwork that you would be doing. If you just need general help, you'd come to this window. That's where it's the pantry, the chaplain, the cancer testing, and everything else, Veterans Helping Vets.
Vets Helping Vets is the one-stop shop. It's a very unique place in Florida and even across the country, because what we are the areas where a veteran can come when he's having trouble and find out how to get help. We may not be able to give him that help specifically here, but we can make sure that he gets to where, or she gets to where that help is available and rapid. So what we have is a large pantry. We have people that come in that are veterans that say they need food. We immediately give them food. Also, if you're not a veteran and you need food, you're welcome here because we let no one go away hungry. They come back a second time, we say, wonderful, we'll help you, let's give you some food, but you need to make an appointment to speak with one of our case managers because these veterans are where they are for a reason. And we want to try to help them find a way to get out of that cycle and become self-sufficient. So we say you need to make an appointment. Next time they come in, we say, wait a minute, have you made your appointment? Because we want to help you. We do not want to incentivize you to not do what you need to get yourself out of your troubles. We have a number of departments here. That intake, when they actually make that appointment, determines where they are financially and what's happening and how we can help them with budgeting, how we can help them with the different elements, maybe spiritual because they're having a PTSD problem, that part of that PTSD needs to be approached and have that comfort so they can deal with the rest of it. Most of them are very, very reluctant to tell you what their real problems are because as veterans, we're all invincible. So part of our job here is to make them feel welcome, make them know that they are appreciated for their service, and to give them the comfort level where they can share with us what they really need. In that process, we can help them financially, we can help them emotionally, we can help them physically. We have all kinds of different referral places where we can get them to where they can get the help they need. We have stand-downs where they can get dental work, where they can get different kinds of medical evaluations. We also work with the VA and a number of the VA clinics to make sure that these veterans are taken care of because a lot of the times they don't want to go to a doctor. And we also have, as I discussed at the front, a pantry. That pantry is almost like a Publix. We really invite them to come in, to take a basket, to go through and pick the elements that they will use, that they will need. We also have a very well-stocked pet pantry with pantry items for food, for beds, for leashes, for collars, for the things that these vets need for their animals and actually try to provide for them sometimes more than themselves. We also try to evaluate these veterans to see where they served because there is a dramatic cancer problem that's caused by the service of these wonderful people who have gone out to help protect our country. Those that have served in Vietnam and in the Gulf Wars were exposed to Agent Orange, burn pits, all kinds of toxins, and the percentage of cancers that occur in that population are just astronomical. Of the ones that served in the Gulf, over 500,000 of them already have cancer, and that's at a median age of about 38. Way, way younger than what we experienced as Agent Orange fellows in Vietnam. And way younger than most people even start to begin to look for cancer. So we have a program with Vet Research Center where we are trying to educate the population, not just of veterans, but also of the citizens of Marion County, of the ravages of what these cancers are doing to them, and make them aware that there's a test available that will test for over 50 of the different kinds of cancers that you can get. There are only 5 tests for aggressive cancers for early warning, and a couple of those aren't really all that effective. And you normally never get them until you're over 50 or you have a symptom. When you have a symptom of one of those aggressive cancers, they're generally in stage 3 or stage 4. This test, called the Galleri test, tests for these over 50, which includes those 5, and in addition, will test for pancreatic cancer, throat cancer, stomach cancer, cervical cancer, cancers that there are no early warning tests for, that you only normally find when you have a symptom. And they catch them at stage 1 and stage 2. And the dramatic difference in finding someone at stage 1 and stage 2 is not only the devastating financial side of it, the cost of treating a cancer at stage 3 and stage 4 is not only 6 to 10 times more in cost, it's devastating to the family. It's something that will absolutely bankrupt a lot of people. The understanding is now that a lot of the deaths that we have and suicides for our cancer is caused because a lot of these vets are getting to that end point in their life where they've devastated their family, they've devastated their finances, and they're trying to cut the losses short to stop the bleeding and stop the harm that they feel they're doing to their family, when in fact their service to the country is what caused this problem. So we're trying to get on the front end of it. We're trying to make people alert, and we're trying to give them that test for free so they can find out that right now is the time to know that, number one, you don't have to look over your shoulder anymore because you're okay. They didn't find any cancer. Or number two, they found it, and then you're at a point in your life where they can treat it, and you have a good chance of having a viable life, contributing to the community. And we feel like we have fulfilled some of the mission that we have, which is to help and support our veterans, to find them, to educate them, and to help them live a good, solid, wonderful, long life.
You need help also, right? So what does this center need? How can the community help? I see behind you, you have stuff for donation, but we got to make sure we're getting you as much help as we can. So what do we need to do?
Well, there are a number of organizations that work here in conjunction with each other. All of them are 501c3s. They all can accept donations, and we all try to share in that wealth. But we all know that the way that we survive and the way we provide these services are through the kindness and the generosity of the people, especially those here in Marion County that have been so wonderful about responding to Give for Marion, that community fundraising event they not only have in September and October, and to just give out of their hearts to the different organizations that provide these services. We have a website for veterans, helping veterans, which is vhvusa.org. Yeah, I'll point to it right there.
The QR code
Or they can scan the QR code right there, right on your screen. And that will bring you to where you can donate and give us some help and what we're trying to do to help our veterans. For our Veteran Resource Center, we have a website, vetresourcecenter.com. On that, we have over 600 links to the different kinds of benefits and services. And also, we have a lot of those are for everybody because veterans are everybody. Exactly. And Marion County has a wonderful, wonderful, large breadth of opportunities for help and for organizations that help that are countywide that are free, that most people don't know about. And so one of the things we tried to do with Vet Resource Center was to be able to give people links to those kinds of help. But all of us will take dollars and donations off of our websites, and we all will give you a tax-deductible form that will allow you to take that off your taxes. And we'll also make sure you understand the thanks that our veterans give you for the help you're giving them.
Definitely a good thing you guys are doing.
We're very grateful for any coverage you can help because there's a blind spot and we're looking to eradicate that.
Exactly.
With your help, that's going to go away.
Behind us, we have our kits that we use for the Galleri cancer detection and screening test. We started our cancer program about 7 months ago. It was born with Steve Petty and his wife and my wife Grace. We learned about the Galleri program for veterans that are going through the devastating and horrific cancers from their service. The toxins that they were exposed to with burn pits and the Gulf War on Terror, and then also our Vietnam veterans with Agent Orange have left us with over 300,000 Vietnam veterans losing their lives to the exposures to Agent Orange and the Gulf War folks. They did a study, and in 2015, over 500,000 men and women on active duty had cancer. Of those, over 100,000 have died, and there were another 120,000 or so that have died of unknown causes.
That's some big numbers, and you mentioned two different conflicts in this test. So I see it says multi-cancer. It detects multiple forms of cancer?
Yes, sir. The Galleri screen test detects over 50 cancers. So it's a two vial blood test. It goes to Grail, to their labs, in their logarithm with artificial intelligence. Run the samples through. They have a result within 2 to 3 weeks. Once that result is obtained, if there is a positive, we also have resources through Vet Resource Center for our veterans to have that diagnostic confirmed. And also Grail is notifying anybody that does have a test. So we've got a lot of support systems in place to follow up, to confirm, to go through additional diagnostics, which we have the University of Florida Shands Hospital, HCA, Advent, Florida Cancer Hospital, Panzer Medical here in Ocala. We've got a number of people that are set in place to further assist our men and women that have tested positive. So this test is not only for our veterans that are living here in Marion County under the grants that we have through the hospital district and through the county commissioners, but also their wives can get the test. There is a highly discounted rate that they will pay to receive the same test.
That's awesome. So how much does the test itself, one test, cost, and how much does it cost the veteran?
The test itself is $949.
Wow.
And it costs our veteran with boots on the ground in Vietnam or the Gulf War $0. This is funded by our grants and through our fundraising. We are in the process. If they go on our website, we have a donation link on the website to donate to Vet Resource Center. Which we desperately need funds. We want to broaden our program to veterans that were outside of the box of being boots on the ground. They currently can get this test, and we do refer them to a clinical trial, same thing, same Galleri test in Tampa, which they can get, and we assist them here to get that test free. That test will probably run out around September, so we are really trying to raise funds as we speak from businesses. Kathy Bryant, the chairman of the Board of Commissioners, and the 5 commissioners have put out a letter on our behalf. It's just landing this week to the owners and CEOs of businesses in Marion County. We want to talk to their veterans, get them signed up, get them into the program, and certainly any support that anybody can, businesses, etc., and private donations to help us with this. We want to help the approximately 50,000 veterans that live here in Marion County. We've got a very, very high veteran population, and we want to save their lives due to these exposures.
How does someone get into this program?
They get into this program through word of mouth. We are going out to our various residential communities, to veteran clubs. We're going out to the American Legions, the VFWs. We're contacting them. We are all part of Veterans Helping Veterans USA here, which is the building we're in, and getting the word out as best we can. The commissioners through the publicity area with Bobby Perez and her team are putting out emails and videos, as you're doing, to help spread the word. Anybody and everybody that can help us. We've been to the Marion County Sheriff's Office. We've been to the Marion County Fire Department, County Fire. We've run the program to the first responders with Ocala Police Department and also the City Fire Department here. So we're going to every single. We've got a program that we're going to be presenting to the school board. So any and every active group in this county we are going after. We are trying to save lives. Of the over 3,000 counties in the United States and 67 counties in the state of Florida, Marion County and our organization, Vet Resource Center, is the only veteran organization that is doing this.
That's amazing. You would think we would have more, especially with the numbers that you quoted earlier. We need to have more. So I'm going to go back to the donation part. Let's get your website and how people can help, because like you said, the tests are very expensive and we have a number of vets that aren't being helped. How can someone that wants to help you?
Anyone can go on our website, which is vetresourcecenter.com, and donate through there. We are a 501c3 organization. Their donations are 100% tax deductible.
So a person can come here, actually have their blood drawn, then the test will be sent out. How long do they have to wait to get?
The results will come back within 2 to 3 weeks. And if somebody is positive, both Grail and ourselves, we have resources available to them for additional diagnostics to confirm the test, and then what the next step should be, whatever treatment plan that should be. If a veteran does not have financial resources or medical insurance to cover that, we do have programs that are federally funded that we can get them into. So no veteran is going to be left behind.
So explain to me how this process works. If I come to the door, what can get me back here?
What happens is you have a veteran or their family that is in need. They come through and they register with our case management officers. And once we vet them to make sure that they're qualified and they're in need, which is a low bar. We're here to help. If you're a veteran, you need help, we're here. They get clearance, they come back here, and they'll see Derrick. And Derrick he's in charge of the pantry here. And then Derrick, take it from there. What happens when they come back here?
Okay, they come back and they set up. We get 2 bags and we let them go through there and pick out a variety of food or whatever they need. We got the meats over here.
We're very fortunate to have a partnership with Second Harvest where we get the meat donated at 19 cents a pound. So we have meat, chicken, fish, and then donations as well. So because we operate strictly on grant initiatives and private donations. And without those 2 things, we close our doors. So we're very grateful to those. We're not affiliated with the county. We work closely with the county, and we're not affiliated with the VA. And it's important that people know that, because if they think we're affiliated with one of those 2, they think, well, you don't need money. You're affiliated with the county or you're affiliated with the government. We're not. We operate strictly on private donations and grant initiatives. So the 19 cents a pound for the meats, and then Publix is they bless us twice a week with day-old bread and goodies and treats. So that really keeps things going in that direction with regard to that. All this stuff here is donated through again, private donations. Summer Glen Veterans Group, Patriots Group, they donate about a ton of food every quarter into our food pantry. And then there's another individual, he's running around here somewhere, Charlie Calhoun from On Top of the World Veterans Club. They're very active in donating to us as well. And I don't want to leave anybody out. We're very grateful for everybody who donates. But now we're just making it simple, like Derrick said. Instead of us giving you food that you may not eat, you may not care for due to dietary restrictions or whatever,
Yes, sir.
we allow them to come along and shop for
And they like doing it like that. They like doing it like that.
We're going to be bringing in a lot of volunteers. In fact, we have a meeting here at 12 o'clock. We're opening up the windows, like I said. We're bringing in a lot of volunteers, and they're going to be helping those individuals in the pantry who may need a little extra time. Like there was a gentleman here last week, took him 33 minutes. That's a little bit of time.
Take your time.
It takes what it takes.
Take your time.
But because of the manpower issue, we're all part-timers here working full-time. The volunteers, we're going to have plenty, so we don't rush anybody in getting what they need, because we don't want to check the box. We want to make a difference, and that's what we're here for.
if I see this online and I'm an individual, not a veteran or a veteran, I can donate to you. What do I need to do? Can I just go buy food and bring it here? Should I give you money? What do you need?
It's a great question. We take all types of donations, monetary, because with the monetary donations, we can parlay that into going and shopping. If they are interested in making an online donation, they can visit our website at www.vhvusa.org, and there's a Donate Now button on just about every page. So you can hit the Donate Now button and then take it from there.
And it comes directly here?
Yes, sir. It goes right into our bank account. The pay portal goes right into our bank account and with a local institution here. Monthly donation, recurring, or one-time donation. It's just like if you're buying something on Amazon, no different. Or they can drop something off here in person. And here's the good news, is those who make a donation, we'll give them an in-kind letter, and they'll be able to write that off on their taxes. So yeah, we're very, very, very grateful for everybody who donates. This is a community project. And we're planting the flag here, and we're open for business. We're expanding services. We're expanding our hours. Instead of Monday 8 to 4, well, if you're a veteran or a family member of a veteran and you're in need and you're working full time, 8 to 4, we're not going to be able to help you. So, recognizing this, we put our heads together, and we're going to be expanding our hours on Wednesday until 7 p.m. And we're also going to be open every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
So I see you have a lot here on the shelves. Can you give us sort of an overview of what all you have?
So we have a mix of canned goods and non-perishable items, boxed items.
And we got dog food right here.
This is all new. We got a ribbon cutting ceremony coming in today with Mary Beth Bell from Chuck's Piggy Bank and her staff. That's going to be kicking off here shortly. We rotate all of our stock. You'll see some signs on us there, do not use. Derrick's got a handle on which shelf to use first before we go to the second one, because we're very conscientious of the expiration dates on everything. So everything we give away, and again, this is all at no cost to anybody who comes, and nothing costs. It's all free. So there's no restrictions at this time when they can come in. Before we did have, it was once a month you could come in for a couple bags of groceries. That might get you about 10 days. So what we're doing now, because we believe in the public is going to help keep us stocked up, what we're doing now is we're hoping that people come in whenever they need help. What we don't have here, we can refer them to another nonprofit agency who we donate, like a lot of clothing. We'll send out an Interfaith or Brothers Keeper or Salvation Army. So if we have a veteran in need who comes in here looking for clothing, we call them up and say, we're going to send you a veteran down there, please take care of them. So we're all working in concert with one another.
So up front by the refrigerators, I noticed you also have some toiletry items.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Toiletry items are a big deal here, because if you're homeless or you're on the cusp of, we have a lot of people living without power, and it's tragic, and we're trying to. I get emotional when I talk about that, because I've been there, and it's a tough situation. So we're trying to get veterans who are homeless back on the grid, and those who are right on the fringe, we're trying to get them back center mass. One way to do that, a lot of them will go without hygiene products, toilet paper, toothpaste, toothbrushes, soap, shampoo, towels, whatever. So we have donations that come in for that. And we're really pushing for donations of the hygiene products, because we have a veteran stand down coming up on Saturday, June 7th. And this is where it's going to be a big makeover day for homeless veterans or veterans who are living on the fringe. It's going to be at Kingdom Revival Church on Saturday, June 7th. So we're making an appeal to the public. A clarion call is being sounded. Circle the wagons and ask people to donate hygiene products, t-shirts, socks, underwear, backpacks, so that when these veterans who are already hurting, like Mr. Derrick said, they're already hurting, we can take some of that hurt away.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
This pantry used to be a lot smaller up until a couple months ago.
Yes, sir.
So Roger Waddell, he's going to kill me for giving him props on this, but he's a good friend of mine. He came over just to check on me because he heard I was sick. And he comes in, he said, I didn't know you had a food pantry. He says, are y'all signed up for Bring Home the Harvest? I said, what? Bring home the what? He goes, you're signed up. So he signed us up for Bring Home the Harvest down on the square. I think it was December 4th or December 6th, which was a huge outpouring of community support for 4 nonprofits, and we were very fortunate to be one of them. So we brought in, thank you to the public, about 5,000 pounds of food.
Yes, sir.
And over $5,000 in cash. Well, what that meant is we had to find someplace to put this food because the pantry used to be a lot smaller. Save-A-Lot closed. You see all the shelving here?
That's where it
If
comes
you ever
from.
shopped at Save-A-Lot, it might look familiar because we opened up the checkbook and went and bought the shelving units from Save-A-Lot. We expanded the pantry, and then we brought all this food in from the Bring Home the Harvest and other donations that came in right after that, and the rest is history. So we thank Marion County Public Relations for making this possible, and also for other media organizations that have helped us get the word out that we have a food pantry here. A lot of veterans don't know we do. So thank you to y'all for helping us get that word out so we can help. Well, our name is our mission. It's Veterans Helping Veterans. People can make donations. We're located, our brick and mortar's at 2730 East Silver Springs Boulevard. We're located in the same building as Marion County Veterans Services. You can give us a call at 352-433-2320. That's a direct line to our operations desk, and they'll route you either back to Derrick or to me or whomever. Yep. You can visit us online at www.vhvusa.org, or you can send us an email at info@vhvusa.org. Again, you can go to our website, you can make a donation there, or you drop it off here, and we give you an in-kind letter. We're very grateful for any help that you can offer us.
The American Legion, all the proceeds from the sale of that coin are going to go to local PTSD treatment centers. And that's yours. I thank you. And the other thing we're doing in conjunction with the county, they've opened up their transportation system, and they've gone outside of their norms. Their norms was 48 hours to arrange a ride for $2 anywhere in the county. This county doesn't have a veteran hospital. How do we get there? So we got together with Craig Curry from the commission and said, what can we do to resolve this? He brought the transportation system in and said, we can make an exception for our veterans. So they'll call this number, 352-830-2746. I'll give that to you. And we can arrange a ride for $2 anywhere in the county, and have it go up to Gainesville, down to the Villages VA clinic, which is a great clinic, or to the one locally here on Route 200. So we have all this transportation in place. And then I went outside, I said, while I'm asking, how about transportation to Vets Helping Vets? We're expanding services. We've got all these things in one place for our veterans. If I call the night before, the day before, can we get a ride to and from Vets Helping Vets so they can pick up their groceries, so they can take a shower, so they can avail themselves of all the services that are here for our veterans? Absolutely. So the county has bent over backwards and allowing us to really, truly get the services we need when we need it and get transportation to them.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Appreciate everything you do.
I'm with the Veterans Council, and we're here to serve our veterans. Thank you.
The primary purpose of the chaplain's office here is to provide spiritual guidance and to pray. So what happens, veterans enter in the door, they need prayer for their unique situation. So most of our veterans here, the chaplains here, are prior military members. In the process of getting all of our chaplains ordained, I'm the one, I'm ordained right now, and I got 2 or other 3 in training for that, so that we'll have some professional services behind us, some qualifications, but ultimately it's the heart to serve the veterans from a spiritual standpoint. So the veterans come in with all kind of issues, but not just veterans, right? Their families impacted too. So you think about this, trauma is one of the biggest things that every family goes through, doesn't matter who it is. But veterans, you ramp that up a bit, right? Because they're in war zones, they're in unique situations where they're picking up their family, moving every few years. That causes stress and trauma on the children, on the wife, all those surrounding them, We also have some courses here that we call Reboot. So military reboot, first responder reboot, and trauma reboot. It deals with the 12 types of trauma that an average person goes through. But it's tailored for each one of those communities. So we'll actually start our first classes here in April. But throughout this community, there are several other facilities that are actually hosting trauma reboot right now. There are none military reboot in this area. We're going to be the first ones that step that up in April. But besides trauma, because what comes with trauma is mental health. So we're not mental health professionals. We provide spiritual guidance that can help with mental health. But if there is professional services needed, and refer those folks out to, any lack of support from, transportation, from, getting an appointment, for cost of services or anything like that. So the group here as a whole, Veterans Helping Veterans, they look for funding to help that veteran or that community member get what they need as far as those services are concerned. So we do have a rotational staff of chaplains here. So 4 days out of the week, we'll have different chaplains on call that'll man this office to pray for not only this staff, but anybody that walks in through the door. That's kind of in a nutshell.
Do you get a lot of people that come in early? And what I mean by that, instead of getting to the point where they're almost ready to end it, that they come in just to talk to you? Because I think with what you're doing, you could probably help a lot of people. So we want to get the word out to have people come in and know that you're here and that you're available.
They'll go through a counselor. We have other counselors here, right, that go through a questionnaire. And from there, they'll determine what services they need. If they're specifically here looking for a chaplain, then we'll take them right in. From there, from our personal one-on-one conversation, we'll help them find the right resources if we're not it. Sometimes it's just they need some reassurances. They just need prayer, somebody that cares for them, that they're being cared for, spiritually speaking, and they're always welcome to come back. So we don't see them when they get to that phase where they're at the end of their rope type of phase. We don't see a lot of those. We see mostly people that are coming in off the streets that, they haven't got any food, they need rent, they're going to lose their mortgage, their house, they need to get to a doctor appointment, and then everything in between. Usually I haven't seen anyway, any folks that come in here that are like, we need to call the suicide hotline or anything like that for right now. I haven't seen that, but I'm not the only one here. So, there's a dozen offices here, and any one of those folks could have seen that already.
So it seems like talking to all the people that are working here and all the different facets that y'all have, that y'all taking care of, y'all see a lot and y'all can handle almost anything coming through the door, and that's great. What we're trying to do is more people coming through the door. Would there be a number where you would be overwhelmed, or would you just get a bigger staff?
Oh, most everybody here is volunteer. There are a few paid staff here, and they're just taking care of the operations of the building, ensuring everything's up to par so that the rest of us, I'm a volunteer, can do what we want to, do into helping our community, right? There is no limit to the number of people that can come through the door. I mean, right next door we have the Marion County Veteran Services right there, and so a lot of times people will come in there, get their paperwork done for whatever, VA, DD-214s, or any of that other official documentation, and then they'll just roll right on over this side, or vice versa. So I don't think there is a capacity limit.
Okay.
You come in the door, you're going to get helped in some way or another, depending on what your need is.
So I personally know a couple of clergymen. If they wanted to come help, could they come even if they weren't veterans?
So yeah, if they pass through all the checks and balances of the vetting process, shouldn't be any issue at all. Next thing we do, if they were a chaplain or a pastor, I would have an interview with them. We would have a discussion about what a chaplain is for this facility and for the veterans community, because a community chaplain is not a pastor. See, a pastor is associated with a denomination. A community chaplain is associated with the community. So it doesn't matter what denomination you're in. There are no lines, between any of the denominations with a community chaplain. That's one of the blessings of being a chaplain. You can cross all the borders. Whereas a denominational pastor, his loyalty is to the denomination.
What did we miss? What do we need someone watching this program to know?
Well, what you see is what you get. So, you see how I'm dressed? Our chaplains come in all shapes and sizes. They probably won't be wearing a tie if you come here, but we welcome you either way. So if you can handle talking to just a regular G.I. Joe chaplain, then come on by. You've heard about the facilities, you've heard about the showers, you've heard about the food pantry. All of that's part of the service, and most everybody's voluntary.
Actually, we hadn't talked about the showers yet.
Often homeless veterans don't have a place where they can shower and just take care of personal hygiene. When they walk in the facility, they just sign in. They're directed down to the male or the female restroom, and in there is a key for the shower. Take a good shower, dry off, and be back on their way if that's all they're looking for.
All right, so a homeless person can come in if they want to just clean up, take a shower, and...
Yeah, so they would be vetted by the front. What is they're homeless? I mean, because we're not like a routine,
yes.
You can't live down the block and come here every day for a shower type of thing. They're gonna address that. We'll find more secure facility and services for them. In Marion County, anyway, there should not be anybody homeless. And there is so much services, not only for veterans, but for the general community in Marion County. There's places to sleep, places to eat. If you want a job and you just want to earn a quick paycheck, help pay some bills, it's all here in Marion County. There is nothing in Marion County that's lacking for anybody that wants to have any community service inside this building or outside this building.
Right.
It's all
one
here.
thing we're trying to highlight. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate
you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sir. God bless you.
What you do.
Thank you for your service.
Absolutely. And thank you for all you do. Both you guys, appreciate it. And thanks for letting us come here. It's been a pleasure.
Okay.
Hopefully we can make sure we spread this word so people get to know what's happening here, because it's definitely a good thing you guys are doing.
We're very grateful for any coverage you can help because there's a blind spot and we're looking to eradicate that.
Exactly.
With your help, that's going to go away.